Lara Croft has been an unstoppable force in pop culture since Tomb Raider dropped in 1996, launching an epic gaming series, and with the Tomb Raider film franchise currently set to reboot, there's never been a better time to celebrate what makes the globe-trotting archaeologist one of the most popular protagonists of all time. Whether she's showering a tomb in a spray of bullets from her twin Desert Eagles, locking her beloved butler Winston in a freezer, or going boot to boot with Nathan Drake over who's the more famous adventurer in gaming, Lara Croft remains an unstoppable force in the zeitgeist. She destroys tombs more than she raids them, like Indiana Jones, on whom she's partially based. Lara Croft loves ancient civilizations, but not enough to preserve their monuments, temples, and tombs. Throughout her games and movies, she inevitably destroys more than fans might expect from an archaeologist of her renown. Because her tomb raiding always attracts the interest of entities like Trinity, rival archaeologists, or supernatural guardians, fights inevitably break out and always end up leaving a wake of destruction. The tension and action keep the games entertaining but don't make a lot of logical sense when it comes to her vocation. Lara Croft doesn't mind mixing murder with archaeology. Lara has the benefits of classical education and an obsession with ancient civilizations, but she isn't so scholarly that won't mix a little mayhem with her mystical artifacts. Whether her origins include SAS training or survival skills hard-won while being stranded on an island alone, she has the martial skills to take on enemies in the field. Real archaeology doesn't involve the sort of missions Lara undertakes, where mercenaries and ancient cults descend on buried treasure, killing everyone in their path. But to make the Tomb Raider levels more challenging and the games more entertaining, puzzles are combined with a first-person shooter feel. There have been many imitations but few compare to Lara Croft. The 90s was a period of girl power in entertainment, with popular action heroes like Sarah Connor from the Terminator series and Ellen Ripley from the Alien series still going strong. Lara Croft came on the scene as a female amalgamation of Indiana Jones and James Bond and instantly became a beloved pop culture icon. When Alice was turned into a popular character to lead the Resident Evil films, she sported thigh holsters and other hallmarks of Lara, seemingly to appeal to fans of both franchises. As her games became more streamlined, Lara represented an archetype that could be replicated but never replaced. When her character was first created, her physical parameters were limited by the number of polygons that went into her build. The most distinctive components of Lara's appearance would go through a great metamorphosis, along with the rest of her body, until they looked more realistic and accurate to the female form. Her triangular bosom remains an iconic part of her image and gaming history. Lara Croft finds modern weapons in ancient tombs. Lara has found herself in tombs in every corner of the world, some that have been raided by other interested parties, and others that have been closed to explorers for hundreds of years. In the games, whenever she went tomb raiding, she came across weapons and ammunition that should never have been there. Finding these items obviously helps Lara in her quests, but their convenient presence doesn't make a lot of sense historically. Lara has always been resourceful, using her surroundings to her advantage as much as modern technology, but in the Tomb Raider games, hidden details and a good story always come first. Lara Croft has issues jumping in the original games. Lara's gymnastic background allowed her to jump in unique ways that incorporated her athleticism but made it hard for players to land. They needed to time a jump just right by getting a running start and then sitting back and watching as she somersaulted and cartwheeled into position on the other side of a chasm or ledge. This meme features Lois Griffin falling down the stairs in Family Guy but might as well be depicting the bizarre way Lara jumps in the games. One false move could mean the difference between landing gracefully and Lara plummeting to her death, or randomly exploding. Lara Croft is compared to Nathan Drake a lot due to their similarities in vocation, lifestyle, and gaming franchises. Lara gets compared to Nathan Drake regularly. A distinct difference between them is that she is usually solo for her adventures, so she doesn't have the camaraderie he has with his friend Sully. This meme presents Nathan as someone who holds the riches of friendship higher than gold, which Lara would probably agree with since despite growing up with privilege and wealth she never put much stock in it except for what it could advance her adventures. Lara Croft has odd weaknesses. Lara is one of the most intrepid and indefatigable adventurers in entertainment, known for her expert marksmanship, gymnastics training, and survival skills. She's faced mummies, elite mercenaries, government operatives, and even T-Rexes, at least in the games, without dying, yet a pit of spikes gets her every time. For an explorer known to encounter booby traps in temples and tombs of every variety, spikes seem to be one of her odd weaknesses. Being impervious to what would kill most people helped her achieve status as an impervious hero. Every fan has a different Lara Croft. To some fans, their Lara Croft will always be represented by the version from the original games, but the Tomb Raider franchise has gone in different directions, so while some will know Lara through the reboot series, some know her from the Alicia Vikander starring Tomb Raider that sought to reinvigorate the film franchise. There's a different type of Lara, with a different look and personality, for every fan who came into the franchise at a different time. Some fans will always respond the fondest to the original incarnation simply because of nostalgia. Classic Lara Croft will always be perfect. The character of Lara Croft has continued to transform throughout a game series that has been completely rebooted, and with each new title in the franchise, she acquires a different aesthetic and persona to appeal to a new audience. But for some Twitter fans, the original version of the globe-trotting archaeologist will always be their favorite. For some, she reflects the ideal woman with her hourglass shape and physical dimensions, while for others, it's her winning combination of sass, intelligence, and confidence that make classic Lara Croft the best. As modern interpretations change her playable age, origin story, or personality, there will always be a nostalgic appreciation for what made her special in the first place. Lara Croft had a sense of humor, like locking her butler in a freezer. Winston, the doddering butler who appeared during special training sequences at Croft Manor in the early games, was more of a hindrance than a help. He followed Lara around mercilessly with a tea tray, and almost couldn't be avoided. In a desperate attempt to get away from him, she often locked him in the walk-in freezer, able to pursue her weapons handling in peace. Is it even Tomb Raider if Lara hasn't locked Winston somewhere in the manor? Not only was it fun for players, it spoke to Lara's cheeky sense of humor. While she could be very serious, her wry comicality shined through during the most poignant moments of the game. Winston even appeared, albeit briefly, at the end of the most recent reboot trilogy.
With a gentle touch, you tell me what all love I have to share. It must be 'cause you are what I all knew. Only you do know, you do know, you do know. Only you do know the chorus. Still moving, still sad. Thought you knew what went wrong. tall